Rewind. Right. So find a comfortable position to sit. And if you are sitting in easy cross-leg pose, let me invite you to challenge yourself a bit. Change the cross. So put the other leg under that was on top. And close your eyes. Let's just settle for a minute. So noticing how you're feeling. And if you haven't already, pop yourself on mute. Just tapping in to how you're feeling and practicing that ability to notice what's going on for you separately from feeling what comes up around that noticing. Trying to set aside all those extra layers like self-criticism and judgment and complaining and just trying to find reasons. It's just about noticing. Just a single layer. And as you sit here, noticing your sit bones and seeing if you can find that beautiful space where you are neither leaning forward nor backwards, nor one side or the other. And you're lifting the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, feeling long and strong in your back, soft and wide in your shoulders, relaxed in your hands, open in your chest, so a little bit of a lift of the sternum perhaps. Lengthen the sides of the body as well. An openness around your neck and throat, so maybe a little bit of a lift of the chin, just a fraction. Feeling that in this seated position, you are taking up as much room as you possibly can in a relaxed, and strong, and settled way. And let's take the attention to the breath. Breathing in through the nostrils and breathe out through your mouth. Inhale through your nostrils and exhale through your mouth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep that going, noticing the air coming in through your nostrils, counting each breath, making the out breath a little longer than the in breath. As you're breathing in, noticing where that breath is going and making space in your body. And as you breathe out, feeling that you are blowing the air out as if you were blowing a feather across a long table in front of you. So that breath has the same strength, the same flow, the same everything throughout, from the beginning to the end. Excuse me. Keep going with that lovely steady breath. And bring to mind your intention for your practice, for yourself, for today, for this week, for you, forever. Just what is it that you need to make space for more of in your life? Your sankalpa for your practice. And then wherever you are in that cycle of breath, Gently bringing your chin to your chest. And now taking your attention to the back of your neck, allowing the back of your neck to soften, to ease. Still keeping that breath going, that steady in and out, longer exhale and shorter inhale. Both as long as is comfortable for you. But allowing the weight of your head to just drop, to take that lovely stretch down your spine. So our first bit of stretch for the spine today. And then slowly drawing the chin upwards, taking your chin up towards the ceiling and allowing the back of your head to come to the top of your back. And noticing any little pains or niggles and just allowing them to soften and ease, sending your chin up towards the ceiling. So a big, big stretch here. Chin up to the ceiling, stretching through the throat and the neck. And release, but stay here. We're going to do that same stretch again, but notice if you are engaging muscles in your hands or your feet and ease off. Chin to ceiling. Very hard to talk while you're doing this. And relax and come back to center. Such an important part of the body. Let's tuck in the chin again. I don't know if that's made anybody else cough. But if you're sitting today at your desk and you've got a few spare moments, that's a great stretch to do. Okay, so this time we're taking the chin to the chest, but we're poking it in. So we are squeezing all those muscles in front of the throat and the neck. Squeeze, 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 taking the point of your chin into the top of your chest. Engage and squeeze those muscles. And relax. Bring your head back to center. Now that feels like a complete workout in itself, doesn't it? Take your chin over to your right shoulder. So we're just looking over to the side. Remember, we're still taking the crown of your head, or you're taking the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. We are all taking the crowns of our head up towards the ceiling. Sounds like an English lesson, doesn't it? So remember that left shoulder might want to creep forward. Keep your shoulders in line and keep them relaxed. Right shoulder soft. Left shoulder consciously keeping it in line, and your chin over your right shoulder. And look around, look behind you. Stare behind you. Open your eyes wide. Tongue and mouth soft and relaxed. And release eyes and relax any muscles in your back. And let's come back to center and then over to the other side. So chin over to the left shoulder now. Oh, that one feels a bit sticky. Let's keep that nice soft pressure on and open your eyes wide and looking behind you. How far behind you can you see? Keeping your chest level and forward. Remember to breathe. And release. Okay, come back to center. Now breathe out. Take an inhale. On the exhale, take your chin over to the right shoulder. On the inhale, come back to center. On the exhale, chin to left shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, last one. Chin over to the right shoulder. We are going to have such a beautifully warmed up neck here. Exhale. Nope. Inhale, back to center. You know what I mean. And then over to the left one last time. And back to center. Well done. Let's take the legs wide. Start moving those feet, releasing the ankles, releasing the feet from being held in that seated position. Of course, if you are in a seated position at any point and you feel uncomfortable and you feel like you need to move. It's not about being uncomfortable. It's not about punishing the body. It's about nurturing and stretching and opening and being very kind to the body. So legs are out as wide as they will go for you. Lift your toes up towards the ceiling and take your heels off. So you might feel that real engagement in your calves as the muscles contract and your heels just magically come off the floor. And then see if you can go a little further out. Have you got any more room there? Have you got a bit more space? Wiggle your legs, hands to the floor in front of you. A little bit of a lean forward. Give your knees a wiggle. So raising alternate knees, waving your legs around. And then come up to sitting. So now we're focusing on those sit bones down onto the floor, spine nice and long, and give yourself space in the front of your body too. So lift your sternum a little, and the crown of the head obviously will now be up towards the ceiling. So right hand on your right leg, left hand on your left leg. And we're just going to do some nice, easy breath work, moving side to side. If the position that you've come to turns out to be a little too wide, adjust as you go along. So breathe out to start. Inhale. Exhale, slide right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, slide left. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, over to the right again. Inhale, back up. Exhale to the left. And then coming back. Well done. Walking your hands forward, so hands to the mat, stepping them forward just a little bit, just a centimeter at a time or a millimeter at a time, and noticing where you're feeling that stretch. Are you feeling it more in the left, more in the right? Are your sit bones nice and connected to the ground? So gently walking forward, very, very slowly, allowing your muscles in the groin, in the thighs, in the pelvis to let go. Relax your toes. Let go of any tension in your toes. Holding here. And then coming back up to sitting and bringing your legs into Baddha Konasana. So bound angle pose. And you might find that you've got some nice flexibility here this morning because we've really stretched to open to start with the legs out to the side. So again, a little bit of a wiggle, a little bit of movement, butterfly wings, bounce your knees if that works for you. I don't know what's going on with the frog in my throat, sorry. And up tall, so still give yourself space in the front of your body. Knees are out to the side, taking your knees out to the side, work to push them down. Use your muscles to push them down or help with your hands and holding your hands around your feet, drawing them in towards your body. So we want to get some nice circulation around the pelvis. I'm going to be making my own words up today, clearly. Stay with me. Hopefully it will make sense. So getting the blood flow to the pelvis before we start to move the spine, move the front of the body, and get some nice big stretching going on. So here we are. And again, in Baddha Konasana, if you feel like it, whenever you're in Baddha Konasana, you can gently move forwards and backwards, or you can move forwards and stay forwards. It just intensifies the stretch. It gives you a little space in the back. Do what you feel drawn to do. More and more focus in on, okay, this feels good or this feels not good. And how can I move to make it feel better in either scenario? And then coming back up if you're forwards. Now we're going to come on to all fours. So bring yourself to your tabletop position. Over to the side. Give yourself some space. And if your knees are needing it, give yourself a little bit of extra padding under your knees. Just don't want to be feeling that your knees are not supported, that you're going to be bruising the bones. I don't know what kind of mat or what kind of surface you've got. It might be that you've got a mat on carpet, and then you'll be probably absolutely fine. So lovely straight back here, and roughly head and neck in line with your back. Tuck your toes under. This is where your arms are going to be really strong. So engage your arms and push the floor away, resisting with your toes, resisting with your legs, sliding backwards. So taking your hips towards your heels even, but resisting with the legs. So you have to push, wake up the shoulders, wake up the arms. So you're back here in this funny position, stretching the soles of your feet, stretching out underneath your toes, waking up your toes, and then pushing with the legs, slightly resisting with the arms. So hopefully everything's engaged here. You might feel your thighs very engaged here, moving forwards. Oh, good Lord, I forgot to put the dog next door. Well, she seems very peaceful, so hopefully she won't spot anything exciting in the garden. So we're beyond the midline here. If you look down, you'll see the sort of crease of your elbows, crease of your wrists, maybe a different color to the rest of your hands and your arms, pushing beyond the midline, challenging the wrists. And then we're going back, pushing with your hands, resisting with your feet and legs. You might even feel that in your lower back, bringing your chest down towards your thighs, opening up under the arms. And then one more time, pushing with the legs, resisting with the arms, everything engaged. So we're not just sliding backwards and forwards, changing position. We're adding in some tension, adding in some resistance here. Beyond the midline, challenging those wrists again, and then coming back to center. Okay, back to center. Release the feet, stretch your toes out, place your feet, tops of the feet down. And then pressing into your left hand, we're going to just slide that right hand away. Now try and keep everything else still if you can. Still and steady. Noticing perhaps a little more weight shifting over to your right knee than your left knee. Keeping your shoulders in line. So not opening up on the right side of the body, just lengthening on the right side. Holding that right arm out, neck is long, your gaze is just beside your left hand. Stretch, 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 strong arms here, and then bringing that right hand back. Place it down exactly where it was. Feel that adjustment in your body as you bring some weight to bear into the right hand. And that adjustment continues as you take all your weight into the right hand and we slide the left off. Sending your left arm out in front of you, reaching forward, breathing. Reach, reach, reach. Open up under that left arm. Feel the stretch from your hand to your hip on the left side. Push the floor away with your right so you're not sinking that right shoulder or the right arm into the right shoulder socket. You're strong and long in that shoulder. Reach forwards and then bring that left arm back. Whew, well done. So we're going to add on, we're going to take the right hand off and the left leg. So bird dog, set yourself up nice and strong. Push the floor away, lift your mid back up towards the ceiling, back and neck and head in line, hips are wide and strong. And then we're taking the right arm off and the left leg off. We can just flick quickly into positions in yoga. You can jump from one to the next. It's not really the hatha yoga style. In fact, it's not any of the old traditional styles, although there is some of that in Ashtanga. But there's a slowness and a consciousness in your movement. You're noticing which parts of you are moving and working and keeping an eye on your alignment. Breathe, reach forward, reach backwards.
Noticing all the compensations you're having to make in your torso to take that change in weight. Push the left hand down and then come back down. Bring your right hand down, left leg down. Take a breath. Check on your alignment. And this time we are strong in the right hand and left knee, sliding the left arm out and right leg out. Reaching forwards and reaching backwards. Watch out for that right hip wanting to fly up into the air. And then when you've done that, check that you aren't just sinking into that right arm. Engage your arm nice and strong and long. And breathe. In through your nostrils, out through your mouth. And this is hard. We're only going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing that hand back, bringing that knee back. Now taking your big toes together, take your knees out. So your knees are almost at the outer edge of your mat. We'll probably have roughly the same size mat, the same width anyway. And then taking your hips to your heels and sliding forward with your arms. Sliding forward, bringing your chest down to the ground or towards the ground. And then reaching forward with your chin, taking your back of your head to the top of your back. And then curling around, bringing your forehead down to the mat. So this is your resting pose. We are resting in Balasana. And while we're resting, it's still an opportunity to be doing all sorts of wonderful things with the body. So we're reaching forward with the arms. We're opening up under the arms. We are resting the forehead, the third eye, down on the ground. If it's hard for you to get your forehead down to the ground, then you can always bend your elbows. Still keep that nice big stretch under the arms and make fists to rest your forehead on. So either have one fist or 2 fists stacked one on top of the other to make a pillow for your forehead so you can rest your neck. If you can reach, take your forehead down to the mat. Taking your chest down towards the mat, your shoulders down towards the mat so we can really open up under the arms. And at the same time, we've got that lovely compression in the groin. If you think about it, we're catching all of the major parts of the body where we have those all-important lymph nodes, taking care of clearing out all of the waste and the debris. And then we're coming up. So we're coming up and we're coming straight into a squat. We're going to start some good moving here. So we had some strength work. And we're going to come into squat here. A little bit of a distraction, and then we're going to come back to tabletop again. So we are over from one side to the other. Come to taking your weight to the left and to the right. However that works for you. If you are up on toes, you're just going to be shifting your hips over to towards alternate heels. If you've got your feet flat to the floor, you might just be sliding over from one side to the other, or you might be coming up onto toes. Do what works for you. And then coming to center, bringing your hands to heart center, so Anjali Mudra. Knees are out to the side, so take your knees a little wide. You might have to walk your feet a little wider. Hips are down towards the floor, and elbows in on the inner edges of your knees if you can. Bringing your hands together
And it might just be that your knees are pushing your hands together beautifully, so you feel that good firm connection between your right hand and your left. And breathe. Holding here for a moment. And we're going to add on a little by coming up into Goddess. So release your hands. Remember to keep breathing. And from here, take your feet even wider. And then come to center and lift up. So I have gone far too close. I need to take my feet a little wider. And then bringing your hips low. Hands to heart center to start with. And if you want to, we're having a little bit of a movement day today. You can bounce a little up and down. And then bringing your arms out. Opening up your chest. Elbows are out to the sides. Palms facing towards you. And think about whether you can sink a little lower. I can't today. That's as much as is going to happen for me today. And breathe. And let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straightening your legs. Folding forwards all the way. Bringing your hands to the mat or the floor in front of you. And then seeing whether you want to take your feet a little wider or whether you're just right where you were. And allowing yourself to fold. So nice big stretch up the backs of the legs. Send your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Lovely inversion. Allow your head and neck to be completely at ease. Let your head be heavy. And breathe. Hips up towards the ceiling. Long in the legs. And then from here, we're coming back into our tabletop position. So you might have to turn. However it is for you, given how you are arranged on your mat, bringing yourself to your tabletop position. And this time, we're going to be doing some beautiful opening up in the front of the body and stretching through the back. So let's take the belly down towards the spine. Belly down towards the spine. Belly towards the spine, and both of them down towards the ground. So you're still engaging your belly here, just very gently. Coming into our lovely cow position. Chakravakasana. So flare your sit bones. Let's hold here while we allow the body to settle and find our own deepest version of this asana. So we know where we're going to go to when we start to speed things up a little. Push the floor away gently. So your arms are long. And widen your shoulders. When you do that, you might find you wish to move your hands a little further out. So you can be as wide in the shoulders as possible and allow your chest to come a little forward, perhaps between your arms. Your gaze is forward, so your chin is lifted. And your feet are completely relaxed behind you. Keep breathing and take the back of your head even closer to the top of your back. Feel that lovely stretch in your throat, in your chest. Send your sternum forwards. See all these tiny little micro movements you're making, taking you deeper into this particular asana. And now we're going to release. So first release the head, bringing your chin curling around, and then moving your hips, bringing them forwards. Keep moving, chin in to your chest.
And here we feel really long in the arms because we're pushing the mid back up towards the ceiling. Taking your hips forwards. Feeling that stretch across your mid back, across your hips. And this time really sucking the belly button up towards the spine. Feeling hollow in the middle. Allow your head to be heavy. Mid back is up towards the ceiling. And try to release any tension in the soles of your feet. And we're going to release here. Let the head go. Let the back curl round. Beautifully slow. Okay, now I invite you to move. We've gone to either end of the asana, and we've held and we've noticed. And now we're going to start moving with the breath. So you go at your pace, but what you're looking for is, as you breathe out, to be curling your head in, your hips in, and as you want to breathe in, opening up the whole of the front of your body. As you curl, take your belly to the floor, taking a deep breath in, as deep as you can manage in this position. And then when you feel you need to breathe out, that's when you start to move. So just remember, head comes down, I'm breathing out, head comes up, I'm breathing in. Up, in, down, and out. Go at your own pace, be guided by your breath, by your need to breathe. Now really move to the furthest most point. We're just going to do 2 more, so really enjoy it, luxuriate in that stretch, in that movement, in waking up the body, in releasing and letting go, in making space, in jazzing everything up. And then coming back to center, taking your big toes together, knees wide or knees together, up to you, and then bring yourself down. So first of all, look up, stretch through your hands, come up onto your fingertips. So arms are forwards. We're taking our heels to our hips to our heels, and you're up on your fingertips, making cups of your hands. And then lengthening through your belly and laying your belly down on your thighs slowly. So you're long in the belly, and then your forehead comes down to the mat, or towards the mat, and release your arms out behind you. And let go of everything. Relax. So we've been moving really slowly, but incredibly deeply. So be prepared today for things to have moved and shifted. Drink lots of water. Be nice to yourself. Why not? And then slowly coming up. Not much of a rest, was it? Sorry. Coming all the way up. Let's come into a bit of a stretch. The spine. Twist of the spine. So come up to sitting. And then we're on our heels, but not for long. Don't worry. Slide over to the left. So slide to the left. Bring your left leg out. So you can bring both sit bones down to the ground, and then right leg comes up and over the left. Or if that's a little too much on your hips today, then just bring it on the inner edge. So right knee is up, left knee is down, both your sit bones on the mat, and your left ankle is on the floor. So if you can, bringing that leg over. If that's a little too much today, have it on the outer edge instead. But from here, I want you to feel that both your sit bones are strong and steady on the floor, and you are loading up vertebra by vertebra until you come to the crown of your head and you're going up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are relaxed, thighs are relaxed. And then we're going to use that right knee as our
hold point. So hold you onto your right knee with your right hand, and left arm opens up, nice and open and high, all the way around to the back before bringing your fingers down and coming into a twist. So that right arm, you can either bring your arm on the inner edge and use it to push yourself around a little more, or you can carry on holding on. And if anybody wants to add on a little, you can lift your left hand off the floor and bring your left arm around to your waist on the right side and use that to open your left shoulder up a little more. But at the end of the day, we're just looking for nice open shoulders and a lovely twist in the spine all the way from your, well, from your sacrum up to your atlas axis point. And don't forget your eyes, a lovely opportunity to work those eye muscles, looking around to the left. So sitting up nice and tall, and then release. Release the head first, or maybe the eyes first, then the head, and then your shoulder. Let go, ease round, come back to center. Well done. So let's just stay here for a moment, and we're going over to the other side. So this will feel a little weird maybe, but holding your left hand to your right knee and opening the right shoulder up. Coming around into an awkward twist. Same thing though, head moving around, eyes moving around. These twists are wonderful for your digestive system. They're great to get a little bit of movement in the spine, wake up some muscles, and release. Release everything, come back to center. Okay, we're going to do exactly this on the other side. So uncross, untwist, uncurl, unbend, unfold. Keep those sit bones on the mat, but now the right leg is coming down. Watch out for having your right foot too far underneath your left hip so that you are sitting on your foot. Don't sit on your foot. Foot is free. And then that left leg comes over. Going to feel very weird in your hips because we've been twisted over to the other side for a little while. And if that's too much, it just sits on the inside instead. That left knee just is up towards the ceiling. And of course, sit bones on the floor and crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Does anybody hold their breath in that last one? If you did, don't hold it this time. So left hand onto your left knee, and then right arm is up and open and out and all the way around to the back before dropping down. If you started leaning over, just find yourself back to your sit bones both being on the floor. And again, whatever you did on the other side, see if you can repeat it on this side. So that might mean bringing your left arm on the inner edge of that left leg, twisting a little further, maybe bringing your right arm to tuck around and find that left thigh. And crown of the head still up. Wake up those eye muscles. Look around. What's just behind you, just out of view, or just in view, perhaps it's easier. And are you leaning? If you're leaning, come back to center. Well done. Don't forget to breathe. And release. Release that right arm, right head, right eyes. Both eyes from looking around to the right. And then we're going to come to the other side. So right hand onto your left knee. And again, sit bones on the floor, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Open your chest up and open out. So lovely heart openers as well here. Lots of room to move any old stagnant energy around. Chin is over towards your left shoulder. Eyes left. Think about lifting your sternum a little at the same time. Nice, steady breath. Looking around to the left. And release. Let go of your eyes, your head, neck, everything just coming gently back round to the beginning. And taking your legs out in front of you, give them a little bit of a wiggle. So heels are down, knees are going up and down. We're going to come into Paschimottanasana here. So we're in Dandasana, which is staff pose. Think about keeping that straightness in your back, toes up towards the ceiling. So you'll feel a little bit of engagement in the soles of your feet, in the backs of your Achilles, in the backs of your calves. So toes slightly drawing back towards you to start with. And then lifting your left leg, sending that heel a little bit further away. See if you can lengthen that leg, feel that connection with the left sit bone. That leg is nice and steady and solid and strong. And then we're going to be lifting up the right leg. Again, lengthening through the leg, sending that heel forwards and feeling that connection in your sit bone. So both sit bones on the mat. And breathe. So we're here in Dandasana. Let's stay here for a moment. Crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are wide. This is a pose of strength and stability, steadiness. Finding your inner calm, inner peace here. And now we're going to start to move. So we're going to come into Paschimottanasana. So today we're going to take the arms out to the sides. We're going to breathe the arms in to come up and out to come forward. Okay, so let's start with an exhale. Inhale, arms up. Reaching the arms up, looking up towards your hands, lengthening through the front of your body, and then exhaling forwards, keeping your gaze between your hands as you bring your hands all the way down towards your feet, towards your legs, and then coming up on an inhale. Taking the shoulders wide on an exhale, hands out to the sides. As you inhale, taking your arms up, looking up, reaching up, and then exhaling, reaching forwards all the way. Your gaze staying between your hands till you come to your toes, and then coming up to the tail. Now we all have different lung capacity. We've all got different things. We slept differently last night. Your capacity and your space is the same thing, but your rate of breath work is going to be very individual to you. So move at your own pace. Let's do 5 of these breaths. We do not have to do them together. Really focus in, cocoon in on yourself and find your steady breath. So we'll exhale, we'll all start at the same time and we'll all roughly finish at the same time. So start off with your inhale. Feel free to add on spaces on empty and full. That gives you time to sit in the posture at its furthest most points. Turning your breath into a wave-like rhythm of 4 parts. With every fold, trying to find that little bit more movement, that little bit more give, a little bit of softness that will allow you to reach forward a little further. And let's make this last one. Sit up tall and wait. Let's all gather here for a moment. Noticing that you're breathing in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Let's do this last one together. Take the shoulders wide, bring your shoulder blades together. Exhale. Inhale to start. Inhaling the arms up, nice and slow, looking up. And exhale to fold forward, reaching forward. Reach forward as far as you can. Go as far forward beyond your toes as possible. And folding, holding, staying here. And then when you need to inhale, just allowing your hands to be pulled back as you straighten through your spine. Well done. Brilliant. Lovely, lovely, lovely to do that so deep and so slow. So let's have the hands behind, fingertips pointing forwards. Look at your toes and send your toes down towards the mat. As they go towards the mat, lift your hips off. So we're in reverse plank. Lift your hips, send your toes down and forwards. Bring your shoulder blades just slightly together, and maybe you can get your head and neck in line. Or maybe you can be lazy like me and just let your head rest on the top of your back. Hips up, squeeze those glutes. Squeeze the muscles in your thighs, send your toes forward. Bring some pressure into your fingertips, not just all into the heels of your hands. Long in your arms, look down your body. Pull your belly button towards your spine, lift your pelvic floor. Nice big engagement there. And then slowly taking your hips back down towards the ground. Slow, 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 slow. Oh, that was quite strong on shoulders, wasn't it? Bringing your knees up, bring your arms around, wrap them around, give them a nice hug. And we're also doing a counter pose for that back work there. Bring your forehead to your knees if you wish. Heels are off the floor, so we're having a little bit of a balance here as well. And then let's take the feet to the floor. Using your hands, pushing yourself up, coming back into a squat. Give myself a little space. From your squat, taking your hands flat to the floor, fingertips are wide away from each other, and we're coming into downward facing dog. So hips up, walk your feet to where they need to be. Give yourself a little space. And let's just enjoy this downward facing dog. We have got nice open shoulders. Oops, sorry, I've got something going on with my headphone, earpod. There we go. Hips up, shoulders wide, hands are strong, neck and head completely at rest here. Nothing going on there at all. Breathe. Pull your belly button up towards your spine, engage your pelvic floor here. Keep your shoulders wide, so your arms are away from your head. Close your eyes. Breathing in through your nostrils, out through your mouth. Just enjoying that inversion, enjoying that blood flow to the head, neck and shoulders. And arms and hands. Hips are high. Tilt your sit bones up towards the ceiling to give yourself a little extra stretch down the backs of your legs. And then looking forward, bring yourself into plank. Okay, we've got a little bit of strength work here. So in our plank, nice and long and strong. And we are going to come into side plank. So if you prefer to be in side plank with your forearm down to the mat, then bring yourself down to a forearm plank. Otherwise, stay up here. And we're going to be lifting the left hand up. So take your weight into your right, flip your feet over to the side, lifting your left arm up. So here, if you feel like you would like a nice steady base, take that top leg away and keep your feet a little far away from each other. Just make sure that you don't change the angle of your hips. Left hip should be stacked on top of the right. If balance is okay for you here, your feet are stacked. If you want to add on, you're lifting that left leg up and using those glutes. And then coming back down. If you are out to the side, we're going over to the other side. So just flip around. I'm going to go this way so I can see. And whatever you did on the other side, do the same on this side. Well done. Nice, strong posture. Great for your core. Don't forget to engage your pelvic floor while you're doing this. And then let's come out and come back into plank. So right hand comes down. Turn yourself over. And then we're going to bring the knees in into a tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, coming back up into a squat. Taking your head down towards the floor, bring your hips up, easy forward bend. Uttanasana. And breathe. And then uncurling to come up. Coming up to standing. So up in standing position, we're going to come into Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet about a foot width apart, so there's room for another one of your feet in between your 2 feet. Hips are wide, comfortable and relaxed. And take your arms out to the sides so you open your chest. Just check your feet and your middle toe should be lined up with the middle of your lower leg. And all that means is don't line up your big toes because your feet will be slightly pointing outwards. Don't worry about the big toes because they kind of go all over the place anyway, depending on what shoes you wear and all the rest of it. So neck is long, head long, lifted, whole body relaxed and at peace. Mountain pose. Strong, steady. Now we're just going to do a little bit more work on opening up the hips, just to move stuff around. So we're going to take the legs a little wider. And we're going to come into a nice low lunge. So turn to face the right side. So your right foot is forward, left leg is back. And then we're going to bend that front knee. Take that left leg out long and low behind you. Use your hands onto that right knee. Just watch where your hips are. See if they're in line roughly. Make sure that that left hip isn't opening out too much to the left side. Maybe pop your hands on hips. Really helps to see what your alignment is doing. Squeeze that left glute a little. Give yourself some strength there. Relax your right foot. There we go. Nice big hip opener there. And then let's fold forward, take the hands to the mat, and just stay here in this long lunge before taking the left knee down towards the mat. Release the left foot, so the top of your foot comes to the mat. So we've still got that big opening up, but we haven't quite got that strength in the posture. And then we're going to push with the right leg and come back to the left, leaving the right leg forward, sitting back on that left heel and folding forward. Can you feel that stretch under the right knee? Oh. So folding forwards, opening up under that right knee, and then coming forwards, lifting the left leg off, taking the right leg back and bringing the left leg forward. So exactly the same thing. We're going to reverse this. So foot flat to the floor, Push back with the left leg now, sitting back, folding forward. Toes are up towards the ceiling and you're really opening up in the back of the knee there. And then we're coming forwards, extending out that right leg backwards, tucking the toes under, lifting the leg off, staying low, so hands are to the floor just for a moment. And then make sure that you're strong and steady before coming up to having your hands on that left knee, dropping your hips, right leg extended backwards, hips in line, shoulders relaxed, crown of the head up towards the ceiling. This is it. We're almost there. Last little movement. Let's take the hands down to the floor. It's probably easier than moving the floor. Take that left foot back. Bring yourself into plank. Take a breath. And then step or jump your feet forwards. Coming into easy forward bend. Bending your knees, coming into squat. Sitting back down, extending your legs out. And then very slowly, with control, keeping your back straight and long if you can. Gently coming back to lying on your mat. Go all the way back. Bring your knees in for a hug and a rock from side to side. Definitely rock from side to side here. All the way over if you can. And then when you come over to the right side, leave your legs over to the right and bring that left shoulder back down to the mat. Opening up, just coming into twist in a slightly different way. If that all sounds a bit complicated, just coming to your side, spinal twist, spinal twist. Well done. Bring yourself over to twist on the other side. So head back to center, knees move. Bend your head. And breathe. Well done. We did a lot today. Lots of movement, lots of opening, and lots of strength. Lots and lots of stretch there. Bring your head back to center. Bring your knees back to center. Give yourself a hug. Squeeze. Bring your forehead up to your knees. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And relax. Bring yourself into Shavasana. Find what it is that you need. Fluffy socks. Coming into your starfish, your resting pose, the final asana of this practice together today. So make sure that you have space, pressing into the back of your head, sending your heels further away from you, sending your hands further away, making sure you have space in the elbows, in your shoulders, along your spine, and especially in the back of the neck and your throat. Close your eyes, soften everything, let go. Let the floor hold you and support you. Feel completely at rest. This is the point where all that opening and stretching and movement, your inner movement in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, everything can come together and be in one space, in one place. Deep, calm, and relaxation. With every in-breath, filling up with light and warmth, possibility, strength, that sense of knowing that you are who you are meant to be and you are where you are meant to be. and you're doing what you're meant to be doing, and that all is possible. And with every out breath, allowing yourself to sink a little deeper, allowing yourself to trust that the universe has your back, allowing yourself to trust that the floor will hold you and support you, that you can be completely at peace, calm and at rest, safe, with every breath, sinking a little deeper into that state of trust and safety, calm and peace. With every in-breath, filling up with possibility and light and warmth and love. With every out-breath, making a little more space, letting go. Letting go of anything you're carrying that you no longer need to be carrying. Letting go of any rubbish or nonsense that is not yours. Letting it drift away. Take a deep breath in, right to the back of your head, into your throat, into your chest, into your belly, into your fingertips and your toes. And when you're ready, letting go. Keeping your eyes closed, gently coming to lie on your right side. Curling around, noticing that curl in your spine. Bringing your knees in close if you wish. Feeling your heartbeat. Feeling everything flowing and moving brilliantly, beautifully. Everything happening in the background. Your only job is to stay breathing, stay calm. Notice when your body is holding on. Notice when there are any areas you can consciously relax. And then coming up to sitting, keeping that space, keeping that bubble around you. That bubble of peace and calm and all lovely things. Coming up to sitting, bringing your hands to heart center, pressing your hands together so you feel strong across the backs of your shoulders, into your upper arms, your forearms, the front of your chest, lifting the crown of your head up, feeling the sit bones steady on the floor, and then dropping your forehead down towards your hands. Last big stretch in the back of the neck. Ease off in that pressure, be soft in your hands and your arms and your chest. And here, as you breathe in and out, gently opening your eyes. Just staying here for a moment, breathe out. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lifting your head, coming back to center. Well done. Remember to be very respectful and gentle with yourself and love yourself and give yourself water and give yourself periods of rest through your day and smile and just have a lovely, fun time. Why not? And thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining you on the mat. And